Welcome back. Today we're going to cover a very important topic, one that will put you at the top of your game in whatever markets you're in. But we're going to apply it mostly to real estate investing today, but this can apply to a lot of things that you do in your life. We're going to talk about how do you become the greatest in whatever area you're in. And we're going to come from the standpoint of Matthew 23:11. You have see it up there. First of all, let's say what's the greatest? The greatest means that whatever you're putting out there, tons of people want to consume it, tons of people want to buy it, everybody wants to be a part of it because it's serving their needs. And that ties right into what our theme scripture is. It says, how do I become the greatest? Somebody asked Jesus this. How do I become the greatest? He said the greatest is going to be the one who serves, is the servant of all. It's like the greatest is the servant. How does that make sense? In your typical kingdom, the king would be there and everybody serving him, right? Not really. Think about it this way. The king's duty is to serve his people and to provide them what they need. That's a good king. So the greatest is the servant of all. He still has to serve all of them. The greatest there is God. He serves all of us. We can't have life and anything without him. So let's apply that to real estate here. So we're going to have 3 points that are going to break down why the greatest is the servant and how that applies in our real estate transactions and our real estate investments. If you're an agent, how that applies to you acquiring more and keeping more of your investor clients and making them make you money by making them money. So we're going to write down these 3 key words here. Start at the bottom. Excellence. Needs. And service. So it's going to read from top to bottom. Service needs excellence. Service needs excellence. That's how we're going to remember this. And the first thing here is service. Remember that what you're doing, whether you're an investor or an agent, is a service. If you're in a business market, that means someone is buying or investing in the thing that you're doing, and that's how you're making profits by watching it grow or by having more people put more money into it. So service, remember that your product is a service. Let's start from the agent side on this one. If you're a real estate agent, remember that you are serving your client. You're serving your investor client if you're going for real estate investors to provide them property. What does that mean? That means I need to have the skills set up. I need to have all the know-how to be able to serve them. When we talk about the word availability, that means I have the ability to avail to them. I have the ability to give to them. So that means I have the skills, and my mindset is that I'm serving them. I'm not thinking about how much I can make off a deal. I'm thinking about how much I can make them. And if you think like that, if you think about making them money, then your money will come in from it. But you need to make sure you're making them money and, not cutting corners or giving them advice that might serve you and not serve them. Because like we said, if you're going to be great, you have to be serving them. So it looks like in the short run, when you serve yourself, that's making you great, but in the long run, it's going to hurt you. Service, if you're a real estate investor, that means that your product is serving the consumer. You're putting out there a property in some way. You're either putting out land, raw land, maybe you develop the land and selling for more, and a rental property that somebody's going to come in and be paying you a lease on, or a fix and flip, where you're turning it over and making it better and selling it in. But it has to serve the consumer that you're going for. If you're selling to a family home, that's the type of area that you're selling in, the type of market that property is in, it needs to service a family. Think of some of the things that would serve if they have pets, if they have multiple kids, what kind of finishes should I put if it's serving a family? If you're serving something in a older community, maybe a 65 plus community, a sunshine community or a senior community, what kind of things would serve them? Maybe I should have lower shower openings, not as high of things to get into, not as many steps. Those kind of things to think about because I'm thinking about serving them. And when I do that, when I put my product out there as an agent, when I put my services out there, people are going to see that this is what I need. So of course I'll take it. Service. So that's the first thing, service. Make sure what you're doing is serving the market, serving the community that you're trying to help out. And if you serve them, that'll just reap more benefits for you. Needs ties into service. What are the needs that that community will have? Specifically, with as an agent, is your client or your potential client the person that you're helping? That's how I think about all this. I'm helping this person to become better and to grow their business more and more. Are they someone who needs more financial assistance as far as, do they need more lenders that you can refer them to get better rates? Do they need more for you to find them properties at a higher rate? Do you look at what they're doing? Are they overextending themselves? Maybe you need to let them know, cut back a little bit, let's make some profits off of these and spin this into the next couple properties. Those are the kind of the things that maybe even they don't see that they need, but if you see it and you believe it can be a help to them, you need to express this to them. Don't just say, oh, let's get as many properties as we can, then they fall off the cliff because they weren't keeping up with things and you weren't keeping up with things as well. If you see they have a need, but it doesn't seem to serve you in the first place, go with their need. As long as it's serving them, it'll serve you in the long run. As an investor, real estate investor, and you're fixing up a property, and it's going to they all tie into each other, service needs and excellence. If you see that this property needs something done, don't try and cover it up. Don't try and, if the foundation is lacking and it's going to need some adjustment, get it done. If the roof is on its last legs, get it done. You're serving this person a property that fits their needs. You're serving somebody something that fits their needs, not your needs, fits their needs. Of course, we work within a reasonable budget, reasonable things that work for us. You're not going to do something that you can't do. But if you're serving people at a high level and fitting their needs, it's going to serve you back. That's just the way it works. That's the way these things are set up. And moving into our last point here, we'll tie them all together, excellence. All this goes together, service, needs, and excellence. Make sure you're serving your client. Well, if you're an agent, that's a literal client of an investor. If you're an investor yourself, you're serving the consumer what they need and with excellence. This right here, extremely, extremely important, the excellence part. Because you see this, you've seen this before if you have any experience in this already, where you go to a home that's supposed to be a flip, supposed to be fixed and newly, freshly renovated, and you look and you see it on the pictures and it looks okay. It's like, oh man. And you see it in person, you're like, this was not done with excellence. This was not done with top quality craftsmanship. And you can see it. In that case, they're trying to serve your needs but not do it excellently. And people aren't crazy. Even if they are crazy or they're desperate and they get in there, when they get that inspection done, that lack of excellence is going to show up. So lack of excellence always shows up in the end. And even if it doesn't show up before the sale is over, it's going to show up to them, and that's going to be bad for your name. A good name is to be had above all else. Read Proverbs. A good name is so important because that's going to blend over into your future successes. So you're serving people's needs with excellence. Another example in the Bible terms is of Joseph. Joseph was somebody who was, if you don't know the story about Joseph, he was a brother of 12. He had 12 brothers. He had a dream, and he told his brothers about it. In the dream, the brothers were serving him, and he told them about it. He told his parents about it. The brothers didn't like that. They got upset, got a little jealous, threw him in a pit. His brothers were going to kill him, but the oldest brother thought enough of it to not do that. He tried to come back and get him. Some slavers had already got him, sold him off. But what happened after that? In every place he went, Joseph applied these things: service, needs, and excellence. First, he ended up in this guy's house. He's a captain of the guard. His name is Potiphar. He served Potiphar's needs to the extent that he was a slave, that he was put over everything in the house. And why was he put over everything in the house? Because he was serving Potiphar's needs excellently. Even when Potiphar's wife tried to come at him, he was like, no, this guy put me above everything, and I'm serving his needs, and I don't want to do it without excellence, so I'm not going to mess with his wife.
She lied on him, got him thrown in prison. Again, even in prison, he started serving the needs of the people in the prison and the prison captain excellently. He got the position because Potiphar knew that his wife was maybe not the straightest arrow, so he threw him in his prison and got a little bonus points there because of his past service and needs and excellence. If Joseph was doing some slipshod stuff, when he got to the prison, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to even rise up again. But when he got to the prison, he did have that opportunity, and again, he served the needs of the people excellently. People came to him with dreams and interpretations. He helped them to the best of his ability, told them to remember him. Of course, people forget. He was still there for another 2 years after he helped out some people with the king. And then later they remembered, there's this guy who, when I had a need, I had a dream that needed to be interpreted. He did it with excellence, and he didn't try and shortchange me. So he ends up in the presence of the king. Again, he serves the needs of the king excellently. He gets himself all fixed up because he has the ability to service the king's needs, but he has to dress in excellence, look in excellence, be in excellence as well. He goes there not looking like he's coming from the prison, and he interprets the dream for Pharaoh. Now he's over everything in the entire kingdom of Egypt, except for Pharaoh himself. And that's all because service and needs and excellence. You apply this to your real estate investments. You apply this to going out there and getting investment clients or getting any kind of clients, and you're going to always excel because your clients are going to have, when your clients have all the service as an agent, when your clients have all their needs serviced excellently, they're going to make money. They're going to have successful transactions, and they're going to have those successful transactions with you and as you helping them. So they're going to come back for more transactions. So if you get your client making tons and tons of deals and making money off of more, they're just going to want to do more. And as you, as an investor, if you're doing all this, you're going to have such smooth transactions that you're going to want to do more investments because you're making so much money and it's coming with as little resistance as possible. So, Matthew 23:11, the greatest of you should be the servant of all. So service your clients, your customer base, service their needs. Think about what you got to do to service them. What are their needs? And do it all in excellence, and you'll rise to the top. Hey, stay blessed and come back for more.